says, and I have heard the groaning of the children of Israel, whom the Egyptians keep in bondage, and I have remembered my covenant. Say, remembered my covenant. Here's the key. He said, I have heard the groaning of the children of Israel. When a nation gets to a place where they are so hungry for God that they don't even have the words to pray anymore, that they can't even find a way to express how bad they want God. And all they can do is just, God, we love you. God, we need you. God. And something happens on the inside of your spirit that is something that you can't describe, but it's a hunger that only God can fulfill. And God hears that noise coming from a people in a particular nation, and he stops all heaven to find that sound, to find that groaning. And when he does, he looks at that place. In this case, it's Australia. And he says, I hear your groaning. I hear your moaning. And I've remembered my covenant that I've made myself regarding the great land of the Southland. I know exactly what I promised you, and I'm going to give it to you because you've touched my heart with your praise. You've touched my heart with your worship. And now you've got all of my attention, and it's coming towards you. Somebody give the Lord a shout of praise. Remembered my covenant. Say, he remembered. He remembered. You see, you need to understand that there's some things that God has promised you that he has not forgotten. He always remembers his promise. And you need to know that that in which he promised you is knocking on your door, and you are about to step into all that God promised you. But wait, Ruckins, if that's the case, why do I feel so bad? Why do I feel so dry? Why is it that I feel like I can't touch God even if he was standing in front of me? It's called the contradiction of the promise. It has to happen so that you will always have a hunger to chase him, to get to a level that you have never been to before. And once you get there to that level, you will recognize that you couldn't have got there unless God took you there, and you will give him all the glory, and no man will get the glory, because you will recognize that it was God that did it, and only God could have done it. Come on, somebody. I have also heard the groaning, and remember my covenant, verse 6. Therefore say to the children of Israel, I am the Lord. Say, I am the Lord. I am the Lord. He says, go to the children of Israel, and I want you to tell them this. I am the Lord. I am the Lord. Now watch this. He says, tell them, I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. I will rescue you from their bondage. And I will redeem you with an outstretched arm and with great judgments. I will take you as my people, and I will be your God. Now watch this. I underlined in my own Bible everything that God said I will to. He said, I will bring you out. I will rescue you. I will redeem you. I will take you, and I will be your God. So there's I will, I will, I will, I will, I will. Say that. I will, I will, I will, I will, I will. 5 times. I will, I will, I will, I will, I will. One more time. 5 is the number of grace. 5 is also the number of favor. 5 is also the number of the 5-fold ministry gifts. And 5 is also the mighty hand of God. 5 times he says, I will. I will rescue. I will redeem you. I will take you, and I will be your God. So there's 5 I wills that God decreed over them at a time of their moaning and the time of their captivity. And even in the midst of your captivity and in the midst of your struggle, those 5 I wills will always be there. And over this nation, the Lord is saying, I will, I will, I will, I will. I will, I will. Over Australia right now, God is saying, I will, I will, I will, I will, I will. And nothing is going to stop him from doing that in which he promised himself. Divine release has come to this nation, and it has begun this week. And there's going to be signs and wonders and miraculous interventions like you've never seen before. And if you want that, give the Lord a shout of praise. Watch this. He says in verse 7, I will take you as my people, and I will be your God. Then you shall know that I am the Lord. Then you shall know that I am the Lord. He says in the beginning of the chapter, now you shall see. Then he says here, then you shall know. When will you know? You will know after he brings you out. You will know after he redeems you. You will know after he rescues you. And you will know after he takes you as his people. In other words, each one of those things have to take place in your life before God shows up in a way that you will know that he is the Lord over every area of your life. And many of you have been going through each one of these phases since the last time I was here. But God is now saying, now you shall know that he is the Lord, because there's going to be such an awesome breakthrough that's going to come to your family and to your businesses and to your households and to your churches and the visiting pastors' churches, that no man's going to be able to deny that it was a work of God. And if you believe that, give the Lord a hand praise. Then you shall know that I am the Lord your God, who brings you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. And I will bring you into the land which I swore to give to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I will give it to you as a heritage. I am the Lord. Now let's back up here. This is said in verse 8. God does everything for a reason. 8 is the number of new beginnings. And he says here, I will bring you into the land which I swore to give to Abraham. Say to give to Abraham. Say to give to Isaac and to Jacob. Now watch this. He says, I'll bring you into the land which I swore to give to Abraham. Say Abraham. Say Isaac. Say Jacob. And he says, I will give it to you. Say give it to you. Look at somebody and say, it ain't even about you. I don't know if you just caught that. But there's some promises that God made generations before you, that they did not get to receive the promise, but now it is divinely fallen upon this generation in the nation of Australia, and you're going to receive promises that belong to other generations with interest on top of it for the most mightiest move of the Spirit that this nation has ever seen before. And if you want it, shout yes! You. He says you're just going to get it by default. I'm just going to drop it on you because you just happen to be at the right place for the right season and the right reason. You're the candidates that I've chosen, so you are going to get that which was promised years ago by Smith Wigglesworth. You're going to receive the promises and prophecies of Paul Kay. You're going to receive the prophecies of Branham and those that have gone on before us, long before many of us were even saved. But those prophecies are now rumbling in the nation of Australia, ready to give birth to the most awesome generation of warriors that have ever walked the planet. And if you want that, give the Lord another shout like you've lost your mind. He says, I am the Lord. Period. That's why. I'm going to do it because I am the Lord. Almighty wouldn't have hooked you up like this. Almighty gave the promise, but I am the Lord fulfills it.